For years, the path to success in your career was pretty clear. I mean, you went to school, you got your degree, and if you didn't, you started right away, but you worked hard, you showed up every day, you got promoted, you became a manager, and you climbed the corporate ladder. That's the way it was done. And sometimes you did a job for your whole life you didn't even like. You didn't like your people, you were miserable, you died young, I don't know, but it's changed. And is changing. A lot of Gen Z folks, a lot of younger folks are more into work-life balance. And when they're offered to be a middle manager, they look at their bosses and they go like, that? I get called on a Sunday afternoon? No. Joining us now is Joel Patterson. He's been on with us before. He's a workplace expert. Heads up a thing called the Vested Group. Hey, Joel, good to have you back on with us. Good morning.
Good morning. Pleasure to be here.
So, climbing the corporate ladder isn't what it used to be, huh?
Not even close. Not for a lot of the younger crowd, anyway. And they're really looking for meaningful work that provides them flexibility. Like you said, they get a lot of their information from different sources, and whether it's what they see in person or what they see online, it doesn't always look like fun to manage people. And they're stepping back and saying, "Hey, why should I put in the effort when all it's going to mean is more stress, less free time?" And it's really incumbent upon businesses today to make sure that when they understand this, that they're looking at different ways to be able to mentor them. They need to be more focused on coaching than just managing, and making sure that they can empower their people to get done with whatever it is that they're supposed to do. I mean, your job is really to support them and help them whenever they do leave the organization better than when they started. But it's also really important to recognize that their desires are way different than ours. And this is important. This is really important, especially for the older generations. A lot of times when they're looking at this situation, they're like, well, why should I have to change? Why don't they change? I've been doing this for 30, 40 years, whatever. It's incumbent upon them to make a change and adapt how we work. And that's just the wrong way to look at it. There's more and more of them every single day. And you don't want to stereotype the entire generation or anything, but it's a different thing.
Yeah. And it's not having a ping pong table in the break room and letting skateboards go up and down the hallway, although that was a thing there for a while. I think that's kind of gone away. But really, it's more about this is the first of all, this is the paycheck we're going to give you that's worthwhile, worth your time. And secondly, we're going to give you the time to enjoy that paycheck, and we're going to give you the coaching, the mentorship for you to do more than just sit in that chair and push numbers. Is that what I'm hearing?
That's exactly the way to motivate them. Yes. I mean, there's nothing wrong with the ping pong table, but that is not what brings people happiness. I mean, they obviously want money. It's a lot of times people don't want to talk about that, but a competitive salary is mandatory. But also things like, tuition reimbursement, wellness programs, things that aren't all that new, but are still very important. And ultimately, though, they really want to feel in control of their path. Right. So if they feel like they can come into your organization, they know where they're going, they know they're going to be supported, they're going to have a culture that inspires them, brings purpose. If you can do those things, you're going to be way ahead of the game.
At the very outset, because a company has to be careful how much they invest in a person as well, because that person may just take off or may not work out. So it's sort of a relationship, isn't it? It really is truly a relationship. You get to know each other first.
Yeah, you have to do that. I mean, if you're connecting with your employees, you don't have to go out socializing with them every night, but just understanding a little bit about them, being intentional, taking 5 minutes to just say, hey, how's your day going? Especially in our world of often remote work, it's even more important that you take that time and you're intentional about just seeing if they're okay, so you don't have that water cooler time to be able to, you see somebody looking a little down or something, you could do something about it. But when you don't have that every day, it becomes even more important as leaders of companies that you really invest and learn about them a little bit on a personal basis so that you do develop that relationship.
Okay, I get it. It's all about them. We have to get to know you. We have to understand your needs, and we want to mentor you and usher you along. But at the end of the day, that company has to make the widget. They have a company goal. They have a philosophy. How do you marry those two things? We get who you are as a person, but you got to fit our culture too. You got to come. I mean, how do you marry those two?
Well, yeah, all of this is is wrapped in the idea that you have to do a job. You're there for a reason. The best way to inspire them around that is purpose. So if you have your organization, it's like mission statements and things like that. People kind of roll their eyes at times. But if you have a purpose in your organization that you really live by, my organization, we call it Best Job Ever. And we want people, when they leave the organization, to be able to look back and later on in their career and say, yeah, my time with them was where I really hit my stride. And that's different for every person, but it's still incumbent upon you to make sure that you find out what that lever is that you can pull to keep them motivated and performing well.
I've seen this or heard of this happening in the past. Joel Patterson with us, Workplace Expert. Joel, tell me in the last 60 seconds here, if a company has their mission statement and it's framed, it's up on the wall in the break room or wherever, I don't know, and if a worker sees, if an employee comes in and sees that the workforce, the culture, the rank and file, that's just a frame on the wall, that mission statement. It doesn't really happen amongst the company itself. Do you see that much? Is there a misconnection?
Yeah, sorry, that becomes a double negative, really. I mean, it's, if you put it on the wall and then don't do anything with it, not only are people going to roll their eyes, you're going to lose credibility. You have to find something that inspires you as well, and then you have to constantly talk about it. You need to bring it up, not in an annoying way, but just to make sure that people recognize that it does mean something to you. It is how you make decisions, and eventually that will get through to everyone. But it's, you've got to walk the walk. You can't just throw it on the wall and think that it's going to take care of itself. It doesn't work that way.
Yeah. We could talk all day about this. I love this subject. Joel Patterson. Where do we find you on the web there, Joel?
You can go to thebested.com, and if you work with NetSuite, then please come give us a call.
All right. Thanks a lot for your time this morning. Talk to you later. All right. 1320 WILS.